Quincy is literally the final form of the dart monkey. His rapid fire ability is really useful for dealing with tides of balloons, and his arrow storm move is only useful for when balloons get past everything and you didn't buy a spike factory. Pyromaniac. Her Molotov is pretty much just Wizard's Firewall, but her Firestorm move is pretty interesting. Not only is it a board wipe, but it also buffs towers. His whole gimmick revolves around the bomb shooter and mortar monkey. There's not a lot going on here. Originally, I thought Oben was just Striker Jones, but for magic monkeys. But after playing him, I realized he's just a worse version of a lot of different monkeys. Not only does he buff druid monkeys like how Jones buffs bomb shooters, but his abilities are also just copies as well. His brambles are pretty much just Spike Factory, except it's just one of them. And his forest wall is just a worse X for Yell Trap. Churchill is one of 2 heroes that is designed to be brain dead easy. He doesn't even buff any tower, he just does colossal damage, which is kind of based.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Cheating, cheating, bling, bling. Cut the chatter. You ain't talking money.
Azili is low-key broken. She constantly applies passive damage to balloons and even to Moabs, but the real star are her totems. By sacking lives, you can spawn a totem that buffs any tower in its range and gives a bigger buff to wizard monkeys. Sure, it does cost 10 lives initially, but that can be easily negated by running like 3 banana markets. Everything I said about Churchill applies tenfold to Fat Pusty. Out of every hero in this game, Adora is probably the most unique in my opinion. Of course, she has the ability to sacrifice towers in order to level up, but if she reaches level 20 in the radius of a true sun god, she will transform, becoming even stronger. This also applies to the vengeful sun god as well, and yes, she's even stronger. Brickle is literally just Striker Jones, but for water-based towers. But given how that includes the final harmonic, I'ma have to let it slide.
I'ma let it slide.
Ignoring the obvious elephant in the room, Sada is the best hero in the entire game. Being able to be purchased at the start of the game, having a ridiculous attack speed, and a board wipe ability. Geraldo's whole plan revolves around his shop. You can buy a lot of things from here, including crossbows, pickles, bunnies, rare limited edition Quincy action figures signed by Quincy himself, and various drugs. Despite being in the game since like late 2023, Corvus still to this day does not have a skin. And I think the reason for that is because he has a boatload of spells that you'd have to redesign for a skin. Now, I'm too stupid to understand them, but from what I can tell, each one of them has some sort of use. Rosalia is very strange for a hero. She has 2 primary attacks, a missile strike, a mine that targets Moabs, and she can give herself Heli Pilot's Pursuit. Yet despite all that, it feels like she does like no damage. Maybe it's because she was designed to be run in a co-op setting, but I don't play online, so to me she's just kind of underwhelming. Attention everyone, the ice monkeys are now useful. I repeat, the ice monkeys are now finally useful. Other than making the ice monkeys actually useful, Silas has 2 of the most broken abilities in the entire game. Say it with me now: Frostbite and Frozen Burial. Nothing better than blocking the track, right boys? Now, I'm not going to use the word crutch here, because if I were to call Silas a crutch for bad players, that would piss off everybody in my comments. But the only way to describe Silas as a crutch for bad players. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'll just watch as they type entire paragraphs in my comment section knowing damn well I'm not going to be reading any